But then you want to be eating good fats. You know, we used to have a fear of fat. I started back in the 70s in medical practice, and so all fat was bad. But then we found out there's good fat and there's bad fat. You know, the essential fatty acids, the omega-3, the monounsaturated fats, they actually reduce heart disease, decrease inflammation. You know, the saturated fats are, you know, we have too much of it, and the trans fats are really bad for you. So you learn to eat the good fats and decrease the bad fats. Also, eating good protein. Good protein is basically what kind of fat's in it. And that's why vegetable protein is much better than anything. Then if you're going to have, you know, regular meat, then you go to fowl, because the fat of the bird is on the outside. It's not marbled into the meat. If you just skin the bird, whether it's chicken or turkey, whatever, you got a pretty lean piece of meat. And then, you know, before that, of course, would be the fish, cold water fish, especially if it's not farm raised. And, you know, we know that tuna and some are getting really toxic mercury levels. You got to be careful of that. But at least the fish have the good fats in them. So it's those kind of things that you do with the diet. Then I have always liked Pure Nourish. People have to understand and respect this. You know, when you get someone on Slenderiiz or you're just getting into lifestyle changes, Pure Nourish is really a behavioral modification tool. I use it in my practice all the time. Because people, I can give them a Pure Nourish twice a day, and then they learn to eat one healthy, low glycemic meal and a couple low glycemic snacks, and it's easy for them. And they all of a sudden can get into a healthy diet very quickly and get out of that carbohydrate cravings and addiction within generally 4 or 5 days. Then their natural appetite starts to come down. If they want to use Slenderiiz and accelerate with it, that's great. Their appetite just even gets better. They all of a sudden aren't craving all these foods. But also, it's GMO-free, soy-free, gluten-free, dairy-free. It has digestive enzymes. It has probiotics. But I use it just to get people out of their routine. And it's really a wonderful tool to have, and they're great. There's nothing on the market like it. I've tasted them all. People send me everything, you know, in my position and what I do. And they're wonderful. Exercise is very simple. You do not have to be a superstar. I know we've got some that become, and that's fine, because the people who are in excellent shape, I don't care what their sport is, they don't have insulin resistance. They just don't have it. They have to be out of shape for 4 or 5 years before they start to develop it. But when you've been away from exercise, you build up slowly to about 30 minutes of aerobic activity 5 days per week. The body needs rest, so you don't do it 7 days a week. But it could be walking, biking, hiking, swimming. It doesn't matter. Just anything gets the body moving. And that's key. But aerobic activity is key because it improves insulin sensitivity. Now, weight-resistant training is good. It builds bigger muscles. You utilize more glucose, and probably ideally doing both is better. But at least have aerobic activity as your basis. And then anybody can usually get out and walk 30 minutes 5 days a week. If they can't, then they can swim or get on a stationary bike or something to get moving. But that's all we're talking about. Now, nutritional supplementation is a little bit more involved. And I want to just explain. There's a process called oxidative stress. As you utilize oxygen, which is necessary for life, we occasionally create a free radical or a charged oxygen molecule, which I call the dark side of oxygen. But a free radical has at least one unpaired electron in its outer orbit, giving it an electrical charge. So it has very rapid movement. And if it's not readily neutralized by an antioxidant, it can go on and damage the cell wall, vessel wall, proteins, fats, and even the DNA nucleus of a cell. The research is phenomenal on this. This is something that we know. We are basically rusting inside. So the same process that turns a cut apple brown or rust metal is rusting you and I inside. There's a war raging on, this didn't quite come out, it's kind of hard to read this with this one, but let me share with you, the number of free radicals you and I produce is not steady.